Ramanuj today, but we will be talking about investment into Peru. So, for example, if someone in India were looking to invest in Peru, then how it will go, that's something that we'll discuss. But before that, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just introduce yourself to the participants of this webinar. Would like to know about you.
Okay, very good. Uh, well, uh, first of all, good morning from Lima, Peru, South America. Good
Yeah,
evening.
yeah.
I think that I was going to speak with Ramanuk, but you are Chital. Is correct to say
Yeah.
Chital or Chital? How
uh,
you say Chital or Chital?
uh, Ramanuj, so what is it? Ramanuj was going to host, but he cannot right now, so I have taken over. My name is Komal.
Okay, very good. But your name is Chital or Chital?
It's Komal. Komal.
Ah, Common. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, Common. Well,
yeah.
I was saying that for everybody who is participating, good evening, because right now in Lima we are 9:30 minutes in the morning.
Right, right.
I am very pleased to accept Ramanu's invitation to participate in this webinar. No doubt far
Yeah,
away, but close, thanks for internet, no? Uh, I'm a Peruvian lawyer with 40
right.
years of experience.
Wow.
I have been working all the time as independent lawyer, uh,
Right.
and I have that experience, 40 years of consultation, of all the things that related with lawyers, no?
Great, 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 great. So thank you so much for that introduction, Romulo. So let's begin with how would the foreign investment related systems in Peru work? For
Okay,
example, is there exchange control? Is there are there requirements for other companies to enter into Peru, set up, establish in Peru? They have to form joint ventures? So some requirements like that, if you can discuss, that would be great.
okay. Uh, the Peruvian state promotes and guarantees foreign investments
Okay.
to be made in the country in all
Okay.
sectors of economic activity and in any the business or contractual forms permitted by national legislation in
Mm,
accordance with the
mm,
constitution and some laws and decree laws.
mm,
Foreign investors in Peru and the companies in which they participate have the same rights and obligations as national investors and companies, with
mm.
no exceptions other than those established by the political constitution of Peru of 1993 and the provisions of legislative decrees 62757 and law 27342. The
Mm.
latter referred to the tax stability covenants for foreign investment. In no case will the national legal system discriminate between investors or between companies based on national or foreign participation in investments.
Mm.
The intellectual and industrial property rights of foreign investors are subject to the same conditions that apply to domestic investors.
Okay.
The right of foreign investors and the companies in which they participate to acquire shares, participations, or property rights of national or sub-regional investor is guaranteed.
mm,
The
mm,
payment of such acquisitions channeled through, through the national financial system and registered in pro-inversión will be considered as foreign investment.
mm,
The possibility of changing the rules of the game, the Constitution of 1993, is remote because it would require 85 votes from the 130 congressmen, and the constitutional modification must be approved in 2 legislatures.
mm.
The fall of the last executive cabinet last month and the appointment of a new one that has obtained the confidence of Congress are important.
Mm.
The items in which foreigners can invest, which are taxably treated as domiciled Peruvians with some exclusive rates, are displayed on the From Peru website. And
Right.
the investors can go in constructions of all types, mining, oil, technology, electric systems, among others.
Okay. So
Right
it
now,
can, sorry to interrupt, it can be
okay,
in any sector uh, of the country. It can be any, there is no restriction on sectors where you can invest.
there is an specific restriction
Mm.
that you can invest in the borders. No, is I think that this is in all the countries. You can invest in the border with other country. That's the
Mm.
only exception, but it's
Mm.
very
No. For
difficult
example, in
to
India,
think in that. No,
someone cannot invest in real estate in India except for some situations. So, is
no,
there
no,
any restriction like that? If
no. There's
yeah,
no any restriction. All the activities that
yeah,
you want and that are submit to the
mm,
income tax, the
mm,
activities
mm,
should
mm,
be uh, related with income tax.
mm, mm.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So, if
Uh,
Indian entities were to set up or incorporate some entity in Peru, then how would the tax be like? And tax will be, uh, like you said, investors are to be treated same as Peruvian people. So
it's
tax will be higher or will be same like a Peruvian company if it was owned by India.
is the same, but you
Is the
have
same.
to
Okay.
you have to excuse me. You have to go through the Peruvian financial banks
Okay.
and register the investment in an
Okay.
entity in Peru called, called Pro Inversión. So
Okay.
with that, you are a foreign investor.
Right.
Usually, the lawyers use to set up a Peruvian company with 2 partners, Peruvian domicile in Peruvian, and after that, they can transfer the shares to the Indian investors in our example, and
Okay.
it could be also to do it fast, not to do it fast.
Right. Right. Right.
Mhm.
Uh, so, how easy is to go through the system? How easy or difficult it is to register? You said that we have to register. The Indian entity has to register. So it
It,
takes lot of time. Is it costly or it's smooth?
accordance to the law is easy. but you
Yeah,
know that theirs is always the bureaucracy that
exactly.
tends to delay the procedures and ask for handouts in return. However, this must be rejected because if the legal requirements are met, authorization is going to be granted.
Right, right,
Uh, uh, First of all, you have to design to design a Peruvian citizen in Peru that act as a mandatory of the investors in outside, and after you set up the company in Peru with Peruvian persons, uh, they transfer you the shares, and after that you can increase the capital or do whatever.
right, right. Sorry about that. I just got some disturbance here. Uh, Great. So, if let us say, uh, how would the legal environment be? Like, lot of laws applicable to the companies, or it is easy to form, difficult to form. How is the legal system? So courts in there, for example, like India has high courts, supreme courts. How is the
Yes,
litigation system there
we,
in?
we, we also have in Peru, Peruvian legal systems. Hold on, please.
Yeah.
Uh, well, in Peru, we have a democratic republic with three
Yeah.
different geographic zones: coast, the Andes or high mountains, and the jungle.
Romilo, I think
1,000
your audio got cut.
kilometers square,
Yeah.
almost total area. Peru's population is almost 30 millions and a billion in
Romulo,
population.
sorry to
That's a great difference between
your
us.
uh, your voice got cut just in the middle, so we could not hear you clearly.
Okay,
Just in the
sorry.
middle.
Okay. Peru is politically divided. You understand me? You get me right? Yeah. Politically divided in 24 departments, which
Okay.
become regions in the mid 80s. 24 regions. I really don't know why. Therefore, we have 24 regional governors plus 24 mayors in each capital of department or region, more than
Okay.
190 provinces that belong to their respective regions with its
Okay.
own mayors, and
Okay.
almost 1,900 districts, also with its own mayors. For
Yeah.
sure, this is not the best political system because many times the obligations and responsibilities assumed are duplicated or triplicated. Every single region or province or district, large or small, claims and fight for its political powers quotes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
we have an executive power with the president of Peru at the head, named Martin Vizcarra and his cabinet. The Congress is the legislative power with 130 congressmen gathered in a unique camera and at least 9 political parties focused in issue populist laws, which is not bad, which is not bad for the which is bad for the country economy. Excuse me. We are
Okay.
going to have
But
elections.
but how does the courts system work? Like litigation, if there were litigation.
I'm going
Okay.
to.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. As I said, we have a president of the Republic of Peru which
Yeah.
constitutes the executive's power. He rules and
Yeah.
put in force the Congress law after its published.
Yeah.
Uh, our judicial power system used to go very slow before the pandemic. Imagine it with pandemic. The judicial
Right.
audiences are virtual, and we have said goodbye to the face-to-face audiences and or personal contact with the other part or its lawyers and with judges. In summary, the judicial procedure contains two instances. There is
Yeah.
also a Supreme Court, penal and civil, which only
Okay.
ventilates trials with sentences that have not followed the law or have interpreted it in a wrong way or did not apply the correct law. So the
Okay.
question could be,
Okay.
how long can a trial last? It depends on the parties, the lawyers, the judges, and the mood of the latter. Usually, judges in Peru, in first instance, receive low salaries, and there are not too many with the sufficient lawyers' knowledge to solve trials soon in accordance with the facts and the law. As you know,
Okay.
delay justice is not justice. This law affirms is absolutely
Hmm.
true.
Hmm.
In Peru, we have a first instance composed by the justice of the peace and the civil or penal specialized justice, only one judge in all cases. Its
Hmm.
jurisdiction and competence depend on the matter ventilated and the amount of the trial, talking about
Hmm.
civil cases. The second instance is composed by the Honorable Superior Court of Justice, civil or penal. The second instance is conducted
Hmm.
by three judges. The Honorable
Hmm.
Supreme Court of Justice is composed by five judges, civil or penal. A trial could last
Hmm.
3 years, and if it goes to the Supreme Court, also 4, 5, or 10 years or more.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's the summary of
Hmm.
the legal
Hmm.
system in Peru, no?
Hmm. India also has lot of pending litigation cases, like you said, goes on for 15 years. So India also has these problems. There are not enough courts, enough judges. So cases can go on for long period of time, even in India. So that aspect is at least similar to that. So if we say little bit about the trade between India and Peru, how much has happened? Like, do you know many Indian entities or someone who have set up or established in Peru?
No, I don't know Indians companies set up in Peru, and I
Right.
know that India and Peru has not subscribed any covenant for
Okay.
avoid double tax imposition, for example,
Ah.
or they are not in the agreement that Peru have subscribed, no, international,
Ah.
like for
Ah.
example, uh, you are not, you have not signed, India have not signed the APEC covenant
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
gathered 21 nations, but I don't see India here. And
Okay.
also, please
Okay.
hold.
So there is no tax treaty also, right? There's no tax treaty
No, there's no treaty
between.
between India and Peru. We
Right.
have treaties with, uh, we have treaties with with 9 countries like
Right.
Canada, Mexico, uh, Europe. I have it here. Hold on, please.
Right.
Yes, we have Peru have signed a PEC EFTA with the Europe Union, with the Pacific Alliance, with Mexico and the United States.
Right.
Those are the main uh, covenants that we have signed, no, like as a
Right.
country, no.
Right. And what is a dominant sector, if you say, in Peru for investment? Like in India, many
Um,
people can set up manufacturing or agriculture related things. What is a dominant sector in Peru for
yes,
investment from
I
India?
think that mining is the main investment from
Mining.
foreign
Right.
investment
Right.
in Peru. We have
Okay.
China here with some mining corporations.
Right.
Also,
Right.
electricity in the electricity camp,
Yeah.
oil. But right
Okay.
now we have a lot of concessions in force majeure because
Right.
of the problems
Yes.
that the people
Yes.
did,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but and also in systems, no, in what India
Yeah.
I know that it is very good in technologic systems. There in all
Yeah.
that fields are foreign investments, no.
Right. So, good you brought to that point how serious is the COVID 19 situation in Peru. It like India, the
Excuse me,
situation is
repeat, please.
very bad. We have, uh, how serious is the coronavirus COVID 19 situation
Oh,
in Peru?
very serious. In Peru is
Right.
very serious because we have a
Right.
bad health system that have
Right.
collapsed right now because we have a population of 30 million people and we have already almost 1 million infected and more than 50,000 or 60,000 dead people,
Okay.
no? So
Okay.
in proportion, we are in a
Right.
horrified, horrified second place in all the world with
Yeah.
infected people and with died people, no?
Right.
Yeah, and the economy right now is very bad. The economic people said that in this exercise we are going to go down 13 or 14 points
Okay.
down, no? Negative. Yes, negative.
Right. Right. Okay. That is serious.
And the problem is that the people think that the government is doing nothing well. We have more than 100 days of quarantine. Right now, we have quarantine all on Sundays, all the day. We can go out,
Yeah.
but the ratio of infected people goes up every day, no,
Right.
and the health system have been collapsed. The offices in
Yeah.
Lima right now are empty. Everybody works through his houses, no, or,
Yeah. Yeah.
in his houses, uh,
Yeah.
and you know that that causes a big damage to the immobiliary sector and also the tourism sector. Peru, as India,
Yes.
has a lot of income because of the
Yeah.
tourism. And we right now we have the hotels empty, using for nothing.
Right.
Uh, you can have meetings. I think that in India is the same. You can
Yes.
organize, for example, a party for your birthday with 10 families, because the
Yeah.
police can go into your house and put you a fine and 24 hours in the jail. No, we have that
Right. Right.
constitutional right suspended in these times, no, because
Right.
of the coronavirus.
Right. Right. So, okay, that's thank you so much for that. Um, one more thing which I wanted to ask, since you mentioned police. So, how is the criminal justice system being enforced? For example, I was once told that in the likes of Singapore, if you are found jaywalking, you can be fined 500 Singapore dollars. So, how is the system, criminal justice or police system in Peru? Romulo, you are on mute. You're on mute. I'll have to unmute, I guess. Ha. I think just wait.
Yeah. Okay, and
Yeah,
right
that is
now,
better. That's
okay,
better. Yes,
can
yes.
you repeat me the question, please?
So, how is the police system? How strong enforcement is the police system?
Well, the police systems, the police, like an institute, all the time said that they are honest, they work hard, but each week you find a police that have asked for money to free
Yeah.
some robber, for example, or some coke
Okay.
traffic. So uh, the police is the police. I don't know how
Right.
it's in India, but here in Peru,
Yeah.
the police is the police, and you have to understand me.
Okay. 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 I got that. I got that, Romeo. So I understood. Right. Uh, okay. So, what other things that I want to ask for Peru is because the currency, the Peruvian sol, is
The
only a little more than 20 Indian rupees, right?
I don't know the change with India, but I could say you the change in dollars. We are three 380 or 390 soles is $1.
Okay. Okay.
Three
Okay.
3.9 soles is $1
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
It,
Okay.
it, it, it has increased. A month ago, it was
Yeah.
on 320, but right now we are in 380 or 390 for each dollar. No,
Okay. 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 Right. That's
and going back to the foreign investment, when you are a foreign investment, you can send to your country all the
yeah.
dividends or all the revenues or all the capital that you have invested. There's no restriction to that,
Yeah.
and you are protected by the constitutions and the law.
Right. Right. So 100% profits can be taken back to the country of investment.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes. You can do with your money what do you want. You are free to do what you want.
Right.
You can set a succursal here of
Yeah.
your.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
could be after you are here, no, with a Peruvian company with two is the minimum persons that you have to have for set
Mm.
a company,
Mm.
and the capital, the initial capital, is the little amount that's sufficient to open
Mm.
a current in the bank, no?
Mm. 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 And how
Account in
strict?
the bank. Account in the bank.
Yeah. How strict are employment or labor laws? If someone want to hire people, is it very lot of registrations, or easy or difficult to hire people in Peru if you are employing?
Yes, that's a very good question. Uh, I will summarize that. Uh, if you hire for the 3 first years that you hire a person, there's no problem because
Mm.
it is an eventual
Mm. Mm.
term. In 3 years, you can fire
Yeah.
paying
I
him indemnization. I don't know how you say indemnization, but with one
Sorry, we can't hear you clearly, Romulo. I think we lost you. Can just for a brief second. Uh, we can't hear you. Just let me unmute. It's still mute. You're on mute, so you need to unmute. We can't hear you. We need to unmute this. It needs to unmute. So, that's better. Thank you.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah,
For the first 3 years,
yeah.
there's no problem because
Okay.
if you don't like an employee, you can fire him and
Yeah.
pay an indemnization to a penalty to him. The amount is 1.5 weeks for each year. But after the 3 years term, that employee converts in a permanent employee. And the only way
Okay.
that you can fire him is because he commit uh, ¿cómo se dice? Falta grave? Fault, a serious fault. But
Okay.
you have to prove it, and it is very difficult because the labor justice usually inclines his sentences for the workers. The
Okay.
workers is the weakest part for the labor
Okay.
justice in a
Okay.
litigation. So
Okay.
you have to prove the fault very well, and it could
Okay.
take more, 2 3 years. Could get a provisional resolution that put him again in the company.
Right. Right. So
Do you get
difficult
me?
to fire after
The
3 years.
judge ordered to
Yeah.
return
Yeah.
there's no sentence, but before he gives the sentence, he issued the sentence, he could order the employee to go to the company again.
Okay.
And we have a lot. We have in salaries 14 salaries per year, plus
Okay.
30 days of vacations,
Mm.
plus familiar assignment if you have children, plus a wage for retire.
Mm.
Every year you have to put one wage or one salary in the bank in the name of your employees. So when he gets out of the company, he can receive that money, and also
Yeah.
the people here receive one salary in July because of the patriotic holidays, and one salary at the end of the year. That's the labor
Mm.
system in summer, you know. I don't know if have you been
Mm.
listening to me.
Yeah, we have similar system that is called Provident Fund. So I am not sure if that is also what is called. In Europe, you have it's called the same thing. It is called Provident Fund or Employees Pension. So schemes like
Okay.
that, which employer puts in money during employment for the workers, and at the end they can get money basically. So
Okay.
that is same similar kind of system in India.
But I have a question. In
Yeah.
India, you can fire with no cause an employee after 3 years of working.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
fire. You can say an
Yes.
employee, okay, go. You are not going to work anymore after 3 years of working. You can do it there.
Yes, you can
Oh.
give notice. You have to give notice, but that is all. But it is possible to fire
No.
after any number of
You
years.
can do it here in Peru after three
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah.
in very exceptional
Yeah.
way in 5 years.
Yeah.
But the common is uh, 3 years. After three
Yeah.
years, you can give any notice to an employee and say you're going to. They are very we have protected labor laws for the employees, no?
Right. Right.
Also, you have, for example, an assignment if you have, for example, there's new laws like if you have in a company more than I think 20 women, you have
Okay.
to to get a lactary inside the company so you can give the female that have birth no her babies.
Okay.
That's another law, for example, no?
You
We
have
have
to have 20 women in how many employees? 20 women in how many number?
more than 20 women. More than 20 women, you have
More
to
than 20 women.
a
Okay.
lottery. Yes.
In what size of company? Small. What number of
No,
employees?
that doesn't matter the size of the company. Doesn't matter. It's only that you have, if you have more than 20 women employee, I'm not very sure it's 20 or 25,
Okay.
but you have, you are obliged to have a lottery.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that
Here,
is
I don't know, for example, another law is that uh, 48 days
uh,
before the birth and 40 days after
uh,
the 40 days or 49, I don't, excuse me, I'm not very
yeah.
sure, after the birth,
Ah,
The woman employee has license pay license, no? And if you
okay,
have
okay,
twins or or three kids in a
yeah,
row, you have more days. Uh,
okay,
take the first 48 days, after the 48 days, and vacations. So almost
okay,
they may have 100, more than 100 days of
okay,
license, no paid.
okay, 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 okay. So I will just sum this up for the participants. As far as labor laws are concerned, these are a little bit strict in Peru. After 3 years, it is difficult to fire people. If you have more than
Yes.
20 women, you have to have a latrine, a separate toilet for women, correct?
Uh-huh.
And uh, if you if in terms of maternity or pregnancy cases, you have 48 days before birth and 49 or 40 days after birth, and then there is vacation, so they can have something like 100 days of paid leave for maternity. Is that correct?
You have summary it excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. So, taxes, there is no difference in taxes between Peruvian company and a company where there is Indian investment.
No, there's
No difference. Uh,
no
the
no differences.
No difference.
And
The
there are
entire
some difference between individual persons and companies. The rates are different,
ha
but it's
okay,
the same the foreign investment, because a foreign investment can be a unique person, no? Also.
yeah,
And so you
yeah,
have a different, because you get the domicile in Peru when you have been here for 6 months. You got the domicile and you got all the
okay,
taxation like an individual person in domicile in Peru.
okay, okay, okay. Uh, and the other few things is, so to enter you just need to register with what ministry there. If you want to enter, you have to
Pro,
just
pro, pro, pro inversión, that is a entity, like an independent entity that depends
independent
of the
entity. Okay,
production ministry,
okay,
no? Yes.
okay, okay. So to enter, it is just a single registration that you have for with that entity. There are similar taxes. You can take 100% of your taxes, of your profits back from Peru. There is no restriction on you to take back your profits from that country. Uh,
After you pay your taxes, it's
yeah.
okay.
So, like, I'm just summing up for the participants here so
Yes,
that
yes, I
they
know.
understand the requirements for Peru. So, the political system there, or the division, is that there are 24 mayors. Is that what you said? In
Yes,
different,
24
and
regions.
over 100 different provinces, right? Under the
Yes.
mayors, right? And then there are, I think, two levels of courts that you mentioned. Supreme Court is one, and the other court is a lower level than Supreme Court, right?
Yes, the first instance is the only with judges, only one judge. The first
Right.
instance.
Yeah.
The second instance is three judges for each
Okay.
litigation, three judges,
Okay.
and the Supreme
Okay.
Court is five judges. But
Okay. Okay.
in the
Okay.
Constitution says that we have two instances, because the Supreme Courts only know about the litigation with sentences, without taking good interpretation of the law, or a mistake law apply. something like that, no?
Right. Right. So in the first instance, one judge, then three judges, and Supreme Court is a five-judge bench, right? That's how it is.
Yes,
So that is your levels of,
yes.
your court system. Okay, fantastic. So I think that was very helpful. Like that's a good summary of what you need to know. Like of some basic requirements of what someone needs to know when they invest in Peru, for example. So very useful. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? Any participants have any questions for Romulo? Anyone has any questions? Okay, so no questions. I think they could understand. So there is another question that is here. So if someone is a qualified lawyer in India, can they work in Peru as a lawyer?
No,
Okay.
no.
So
You
what
can work
exam?
in Peru if for a specific course, no? For example,
Yeah,
if you want to come here and sign
yeah,
a contract, you need
yeah.
a business visa
Right.
to get in Peru, and you can, but you can act like a Peruvian lawyer because
Okay.
you have to be registered in the school of
Uh,
lawyers in the
okay.
excuse me,
Okay.
in the law bar of Lima or in any
Okay.
department. No, you can
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Okay. That is helpful. Thank you. And do you have a lot of arbitration matters, many arbitration related matters, if there are contracts or uh, between India or Peru?
No, I don't think that we have a treaty about that, but I can say about the arbitration that the almost 5 years ago the arbitrations uh, have been installed in Peru, and we use a lot of arbitrations to solve problems. But the problem for the lawyers or for the parties is that it's very expensive. The
Mm.
arbitration here in Peru is very expensive.
Okay.
If you compare it with a litigation in the court,
Mm.
it's nothing between
Okay.
the cost arbitrations, no?
Okay. 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 So
It depends a
arbitration
lot
is
of, it depends a
more
lot of,
expensive than legal proceedings, correct?
much
Arbitration
more,
is more. Okay.
much more.
Okay. Okay. So how many years you have to go through law school to become uh, a practicing advocate or a barrister, let's say,
A
in
lawyer,
Peru? How many
when
years?
yes, there there has been different requirements.
Okay.
Maybe 20 years ago you need no more. Maybe 40 years ago you need 2 years of letters to study letters and 5 years of law. After
Okay.
that, 2 years of letters and 4 years of law. And right now,
Okay.
I think that is 1 year of letter and 5 years of law. I'm
Okay.
not very sure of that because
Okay.
I have
Okay.
studied a long time ago.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't know how many years the law students
Yeah.
study law right now in Peru.
Right, right. So 5 years basically, right? So that is the situation there is. So where does maximum litigation or case happen? Where are more cases filed in the court? Is it civil, criminal? Is it corporate? Where are maximum cases being filed? Which area or which sector?
Please, can you repeat me that, please?
Okay. See, there can be criminal matter. Either it can be
Yeah.
criminal matter or it can be civil matter. Means it's just a money related issue or some problem which is related to a business contract, but it's not criminal.
Uh-huh.
So which matter has
Yes.
what a hello?
I lose you on the final part.
Yeah.
What is the question?
So the question is if there are there different laws and which are more prevalent, lot of civil related matters like contract related matters, or are there criminal matters? How is the crime rate basically? Crime rate high or low
Well,
in Peru?
I'm not a penal lawyer, but
Yeah,
the penal lawyers uh, used to work with a penal code and a processal code,
yeah,
no?
okay,
And
okay,
there are uh, more laws, specific laws for rape. I don't know
okay,
some
okay.
specific
Yeah, but
flagrant
how
system.
is crime rate? Is it high risk or like
We don't have death. We don't have death condena. You can condemn someone to death.
ah ah
Almost a few years ago, maybe 20 years ago, the penal code changed, and you can
okay
give a prison, ¿cómo se dice? Condenado por cadena perpetua. Long term without
okay
no term, indefinite.
okay
You are going to be in jail
okay
indefinite. How you say that? Permanent?
okay.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
permanent. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, life in prison, no? Life in prison.
Life imprisonment. Yes.
Yes, life in prisoner, or maybe 30 years, 35 years for some faults, no? Some delitos. ¿Cómo se
Right.
dice delitos? Sí. Sí, puede ser crimes. Sí.
Yeah. Right. So life imprisonment. So
Yes,
do you have?
it's the
Yeah.
maximum, no?
That's maximum.
But
Yeah.
for example, maximum we have right now Abimael Guzman, that was the leader of the terrorists here in Peru,
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
caught in 1993, I think.
Okay.
He has life in prison, no? He was
Imprisonment.
condemned life in
Okay.
prison, and he has a
Okay.
special prison in
Okay.
the Navy zone, something like that, no?
Okay. Do you have data protection laws in Peru, like data protection privacy laws in Peru? Are there laws like that specific?
Yes. For example, for confidential? No, I
Data
don't get
data
it. That.
where like data protection for companies which have lot of information. So technology laws, are there technology related laws?
Mm, yes,
Like how
there are laws for technology to protect
yeah,
the technology, so you
yeah,
can use some systems without a license of the property of the system. But you know, here in Peru are very smart people, everyone, and everyone hand from a system without paying the royalties, no? But we have a law that protect the intellectual system, no? Le pone este pata. Sí, pero ellos lo están. A ver, para verlos.
So much for being with us on this webinar. And it's yes, Anusha, I lost the connection for some time, but I'm back.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being there with us, Romulo, and answering all of the questions for investment into Peru and giving us a view of how the tax and legal regime and labor and employment regime is there in Peru. Thank you so much for informing us. Thank you for being with us. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, thanks to you for the invitation, and I was very grateful to speak with you and to talk with you. And whenever you want, I'll be here in Lima. If you want to come here to know my country, my beautiful country,
Yeah,
my beloved country.
yeah. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that offer, Ramilo. Thank you, everybody. Good
Okay,
night.
good night. Say goodbye to Ramanuj.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, very good. And Buana also. Thank you. Bye
Bye.